None of it needs be this way in truth, Rhaenyra.
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the biggest differences between HBO's House of the Dragon and its source material, Fire and Blood.
This secret, it's been passed from king to heir since Aegon's time.
Number 10. The Interrupted Coronation.
The king is dead.
Following the death of King Viserys in the show's first season, the Greens enact a plan to place Aegon on the throne over Rhaenyra. In the book, they keep Viserys' death a secret for days, planning Aegon's coronation while trying to ensure the loyalty of other houses. And when the day comes, the crowning goes off without a hitch. That's because Rhaenys and her dragon are not in King's Landing when Viserys dies. They're at their home in Driftmark. But in the show, Alicent has to break the news while keeping Rhaenys captive, in the hopes of swaying her to the other side.
If we are overmatched, Rhaenyra will be tempted to strike us and war will ensue. Without your dragon, she may be persuaded to negotiate.
After breaking out, Rhaenys and Meleys interrupt Aegon's coronation, erupting from below and taking the lives of many citizens. Number 9. The Lord of the Tides.
I love my brother. But we must be honest with ourselves. We may greet his ship to find him gone. And who will take the Driftwood throne?
When Corlys Velaryon was injured in the show, the succession of his home Driftmark was hotly debated. With Laenor and Laena already gone at this point, the claim went to Rhaenyra's son Lucerys. There were many who took issue with this, considering the true lineage of Lucerys, especially Corlys' brother Vaemond.
The true, unimpeachable blood of House Velaryon runs through my veins.
In the book, his proclamation against Lucerys' heritage brought an intense reaction from the Black Queen. She sent Daemon to capture Vaemond, remove his head, and fed his remains to her dragon. He also had 5 cousins who backed up his claims, who had their tongues removed by King Viserys because of it, forever becoming known as the Silent Five. However, show versions of the king and his daughter are a bit less prone to violence.
He can keep his tongue.
Number 8. Laenor's happy ending.
You are an honorable man with a good heart. It's a rare thing.
The showrunners decided to give at least one character a happy ending. In Season 1, Rhaenyra devises a plan that will work in both her and husband Laenor's favor. She and Daemon conspire to fake Laenor's death so that he can run away with his lover Carl. But in the book, there's nothing fake about his demise. Carl actually does kill him.
Why are you in my father's hall?
You have always looked down on me.
Since some events are unclear in the book, rumors for his reasoning range from jealousy over Laenor falling for someone else to Daemon paying Carl as part of a power play. Regardless, it's a much more tragic end for the character. There's no burned body to raise any questions either. Laenor is stabbed at a fair in front of multiple witnesses. Number 7. The Battle of Rook's Rest.
What would you have me do, Mother?
Do simply what is needed of you. Nothing.
While the outcome of the battle is the same in both versions, the circumstances are quite different. In the show, Criston Cole sets a trap, with Aemond and Vhagar lying in wait for a dragon of Team Black to come to the rescue of Rook's Rest. Everyone is surprised, though, when King Aegon and Sunfire show up to battle Rhaenys and Meleys. However, the source material states Aegon was part of the surprise attack, not left behind in King's Landing. The change is part of a greater divide between the king and his brother, who waits to join the fight until he can try to take Aegon out. However, the book makes it unclear which dragon burns him, as all 3 are fighting at once. Number 6. Daemon's visions at Harrenhal. Upon arriving at Harrenhal in Season 2, Daemon had a pretty easy time capturing the castle. But he got more than he bargained for.
I'm claiming Harrenhal.
Apparently so.
Although the location had been described as haunted in Game of Thrones, this series showed the proof of it. Most of Damon's arc within the castle walls featured him experiencing strange visions that severely messed with his head.
Always coming and going, aren't you? And I have to clean up afterwards.
These included seeing a young version of Rhaenyra, whom he would later behead, and an incredibly uncomfortable sensual experience with his own mother. Well, as twisted as Damon also is in Fire and Blood, these hallucinations are a show-only invention. At the very least, if Book Damon did have visions, he never told anyone, as Fire and Blood is written from the perspective of historians.
A pity, don't you think, that you never knew your mother?
Number 5. The Missing Jester.
By the time it was over, thousands were dead. And it was a disaster for the Targaryens as well. They never truly recovered.
Fire and Blood is written like a history book, citing the accounts and writings of several individuals throughout. One person present for most of the Dance of Dragons is a jester, a dwarf named Mushroom. He performed at court under King Viserys and stayed with Rhaenyra at Dragonstone, with his position gaining him access to the political plans and gossip of those he served. Although some of his claims are pretty outlandish and contradicted by other sources, some are included in the show. Mushroom is the first to break the news on Rhaenyra's affair with Sir Harwin Strong.
I will be a stranger when we meet again.
However, while he was present for many of the war's events, the show has left him out entirely.
This little man is going home.
Number 4. Rainas Role.
Rhaena, I need you to be the mother to them that I cannot.
While Baela and her dragon Moondancer play important roles in the Targaryen civil war, her dragonless sister Rhaena is sent to flee with Rhaenyra's younger children. In the book, she does eventually get a dragon, albeit only after one hatches from the eggs she's carrying. Her arc begins this way in Season 2, but deviates significantly. At the Vale, Rhaena learns of a wild dragon, whom book readers will know as Sheepstealer.
It is large and formidable, but alas wild. Alas.
One of the most vicious dragons in existence, Sheepstealer later gains a rider in the book, a young girl named Nettles. However, by tracking and finding this dragon, the show implies that Rhaena will have a much larger role in the battles to come, and that Nettles will likely be left out. Number 3. Helenas Choice.
The mother knows.
The moment when blood and cheese take the life of a young Jaehaerys is even more disturbing in the book. There, the two assailants break into Alicent's bedchambers, who isn't present in the show. They wait for Helaena to arrive with her children and give her an impossible choice. In the series, the duo is looking for Aemond, but settles for forcing Helaena to point out her son, as he and his sister are twins.
What if we can't find him?
However, in the book, she's made to choose between Jaehaerys and the younger Maelor, who has been left out of the show. She chooses the younger prince, but blood and cheese take Jaehaerys' life instead. This sends Helaena spiraling into madness, not standing to be around her remaining son for having chosen his death.
They killed the boy.
Number 2. Rhaenyra and Alicent's relationship.
You're always like this when you're worried.
Like what?
Disagreeable.
Just like Game of Thrones, House of the Dragon has altered the ages of several characters. The biggest change that came from this is the relationship between Rhaenyra and Alicent. In the book, Alicent was 18 when she married King Viserys, himself also younger than his actor Paddy Considine at 29.
I intend to marry the Lady Alicent Hightower.
Additionally, Rhaenyra was only around 8 when this happened. The age divide means there was no childhood friendship in the book as seen in the show. The two actually got on well at the beginning of the marriage, with things souring when Alicent began having children. The change has offered a deeper connection between the characters, exploring the pains of a lost bond.
I know you do not have that desire within you.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. The Conqueror's Dream.
And just as Daenerys foresaw the end of Valyria, Aegon foresaw the end of the world of men. It is to begin with a terrible winter, gusting out of the distant north.
Within the lore of Game of Thrones, Aegon the Conqueror took over Westeros because he had the power to do so. However, House of the Dragon provides a different reasoning, and one that is never uttered in the source material. Aegon had a vision showing the decimation of the living by what viewers know to be the White Walkers.
You told me it was our duty to hold the realm united against a common foe.
The only way to prevail would be to unite the kingdoms behind a Targaryen dynasty, and Aegon's dream was passed down from ruler to ruler. Since there have been prophets within the Targaryen lineage, the inclusion makes sense. It was also author George R.R. Martin's idea to create a strong tie to the previous series, while also looking at the Iron Throne as a burden.
Aegon the Conqueror's Dream. He called it the Song of Ice and Fire.
Did you spot any other huge differences between House of the Dragon and its source material? Let us know in the comments.
I have that. And I find it stimulating.
Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.